$8.4 million next season. 30.8 million the season after that.
All right, y'all, we back.
30 point.
Part two of me. Actually, it's not even me cooking. It's Pat Bev. This is part two of Pat Bev cooking CP3. To be honest with you, I don't think he's hating on CP3. He's just telling it like it is. Most people thinking that to be honest, you have to be friendly. You have to be lovely. No, you got to be bloody honest, and that's the problem with this society right now. We don't want to be honest. We're going to keep it capping. We're going to keep capping. We're going to sit out here twerking for y'all favorite players. No, man, we gotta tell it like it is, man. And I think Pat Bev is doing a great job. Thanks. Great job, Pat Bev. Great job, man. You repping Chicago right now, bro. Great job. Let's keep it rolling.
8 million, 30.8 million in 2024-25. That's last year.
I think there's a partial
So
fourth.
it is a partial fourth. What I'm asking is this: so we got 2.5 years left where he's gonna make this money. He's gonna be in there, whatever. Was the last 5 games an aberration, or was it an indication of things to come? Because does it hit you that quick, that drastic, where there's just a complete drop off that you can't recover from, or are we gonna just sit up here and say CP3 had a bad 5 games?
So I just think I'm gonna go first. I'll let you go ahead. Laz, you said 37 5 days ago.
Yeah, last Friday.
Last Friday.
Last Friday.
And that's when the game plan changed to start attacking Chris Paul.
Okay, 9 days ago.
To be a two-way player in this league is extremely hard, and we don't give them enough credit. To be able to play defense, to be able to play, make, facilitate, and get your own bucket is extremely hard. Extremely hard. For anybody at whatever age. And that's all we've seen.
Okay.
They just took his legs away from him. They took his legs away from him. And there was a reason why he was shooting a high percentage. He shot all spot ups. He didn't have to move. Look at the game. Look at the game. Just look at the game. He shot all spot up Trey.
And I agree, but what I'm saying is based on what you're saying, is that what we should expect from him in the future?
Man, if I'm a coach next year, man, I'm doing the same game plan. With Chris Paul, maybe not for the season because you can get away from the season. Refs not going to call all that ticky-tack stuff. They're going to send CP to the free throw line 13, 14 times. But in the playoffs, if I'm a coach, man, I'll be attacking him from the start and see how dominoes lay.
The blueprint is absolutely there for how to attack CP in the playoffs. And look, he'll probably have another great season, and if they keep this core together, the Phoenix Suns will win a lot of games. They probably won't win 64 next year. But to keep size on them, to blitz them.
No, I think they're going to keep the core. They will keeping the core, but this really how you can stop CP, bro. They got like I said, man. I don't think I wouldn't pick Jason Kidd over him, man. Jason Kidd showed that he's not all time like y'all keep thinking he is, man. Like Jason Kidd showed that he's better than CP3. And Jason Kidd's carried a team to a final, bro. I know what people are gonna say. Well, he couldn't shoot, yada yada yada. If he was able to shoot, they would have won. Yeah, you can say that. But at the same time, what Jason Kidd have done, CP never done it. Jason Kidd was locking LeBron up 2011 in the final. This is a 39-year-old Jason Kidd was locking LeBron James in the final. 2011. Go look that shit up. If y'all think I'm capping, look that shit up.
To be up and pick and roll. You think about last year against you guys when Zubac was on the floor, when Jokic was on the floor against Denver. We watched in the first round against Valanciunas. Like, you just can't play drop coverage in the playoffs against CP. I don't understand why teams would do that. And credit to Dallas, they made that adjustment. And then, as you said, size matters. At this point, at 37, he'll be 38 next year in the playoffs. The size matters. It will catch up to him. Yes, absolutely.
All right, I think we're letting Devin Booker off the hook, though, because we're just focusing on Chris Paul here. I have numbers here. He's 0 for 11 from three-point the last 2 games when the Suns were facing elimination. What does that say to you?
What has he done before?
Hold on. We ain't sleeping on him. He had a good hot garbage game too. He played like hot garbage too. He had 11 points. Like, it's almost like these niggas knew they were gonna get defeated. It's like they were out there, but they were not even giving it all. They felt like, I hate to say this, but I think Chris Paul and them, they felt like they had another game. Somehow, some way, they felt like they had another game. I guess the series is not game 7, it's the last game anymore. In their eyes, they think they had like 2 more games after that. And I'm like, the way they were playing, their body language, they were not aggressive. They were, it was just bad. It was just bad. And it really imploded on their face right now. And this is not the first time CP3 had a chance to win a championship. He had multiple chances, but I honestly don't think next year they'll be a contender. I think they're gonna probably win 50, 52 games easy because of how Chris Paul playing. But at the same, I just don't see where they're winning 64 games because the competition gonna be way too much for them next year.
I mean,
Well, people were saying he could become the face of the league.
I'm saying, and I agree with that. They're gonna make him the face of the league. They gonna do that regardless because his face is perfect for it. But I'm saying, what has he done before? I mean, he's only made the playoffs one time before. Like, why are we just jumping on a boat and just like?
No, the brother got game now. I mean,
So no one in the
if
league
he
is
had-
scared of him either? That he can get hot and go off?
Devin Booker.
No, I'm
Man, y'all
asking.
stop, man. When I compare people like Devin Booker, I put him in the same category as the same tier of Luka Doncic when you talk about players, right? Not the same game, but I'm saying when you talk about young rising stars, right? You have to put him, Trae Young in there. You have to put Luka in there. You have to put Anthony Edwards, Jason Tatum.
Hold on. Let me put
But
Bev.
Luka's
hold
at
on,
the same
hold
level,
on,
I'm
hold on,
confused.
hold on. Let me put Bev on the spot here. I would put Devin Booker in the same class offensively. I would put him in the same class as a Paul George.
As who?
Paul George, your former teammate, who is a star in this league.
Hey, man.
Paul George is a star. Is he not?
Which Paul George?
What do you mean, which Paul George?
I'm asking.
That's a good question. Which Paul George? Because Paul George in Indiana, that man was a monster, man. That man was a monster. He was willing to he was carrying his team to the Eastern Conference Final back to back. That man was crazy good. Like, it was to the point that nobody couldn't do anything with him. He was very slashy. He can shoot the 3. His mid-range was crazy, and on top of that, he was able to play defense. So I'll take Paul George. The Indiana Paul George, definitely. That man was a monster. He was a monster. So for sure. And like I said, man, Pat Bev, man, they need to bring you back to that show some more because you cooking right now, bro. Keep cooking their ass. Keep cooking their ass.
Serious question. Before you get all
The Paul George, the Paul George of the
colorful.
Clippers.
Oh,
The
which
Paul
one?
George
Also
of
the Clippers, not the Indiana one, because they're different ages. So give me the Paul George you're talking about.
damn it.
I'm being honest. You can't give me the last year Hakeem Olajuwon and compare Shaq to the prime Olajuwon.
Before he had the nasty knee injury, there was a
So we
athletic
compare.
Paul
No,
George.
let's compare Indiana Paul George with Devin Booker.
No,
not even close.
I'm saying this Paul George that's on the Clippers, I still find to be a star in this league.
I agree.
But Devin Booker's not on that level.
No. Now he is, but prime Paul George, no.
But you are putting him in the same level as Luka. That's where I'm getting confused.
I'm putting him in the same category as rising stars
Okay.
as Luka, as the face of the.
No, he's not. Luka has shown there's a distinct difference between him and Devin Booker. I'll give you
you
that.
guys are talking about basketball. I'm not talking about basketball. I'm talking about a group of guys, 5 guys that's going to be rising stars in the NBA for time to come. Right? That's what I'm saying. That's the category he's in.
Yep.
What's the difference? Luka is making it happen.
Yes.
Luka has made it happen since day one. Not saying that Devin Booker hasn't. Luka has made it happen since day one. In the playoffs too. Come on, man, y'all can't give this man Devin Booker all this. He only made the playoffs one time before. Only one time.
I think there's an important distinction. Let's get aside from the Paul George, Devin Booker comparison.
Not even close.
Because I don't even think that's worth arguing about. But there's a difference between being a top 5 player and being a star. There's a difference between being a top 5 player and a rising star. There's a difference between being a top 5 player and an all-star. There's a difference, top 5 All-NBA. When you're a top 5 player, your team has a chance to win a championship.
Is he a top 5 player?
That's it. That's
Nah,
it.
nah.
Luka, Kawhi Leonard with Toronto, Giannis last year. Like LeBron, you need a top 5 player to win a championship. Historically speaking, in the NBA, top 5 player currently, right then, in the moment, top 5. That's what you need. And the Suns don't have that.
It's amazing what one game can do, because if this were reversed and Phoenix,
one game, ain't just one game. It's what? At least 2 or 3 more games. So it ain't just one game. So stop it, Stephen A. Stop it. You love to twerk for your boys. Stop twerking. Be a good journalist and tell it like it is. Be a good analyst and tell it like it is, man. Sick and tired niggas want to keep friendships and things like that. Fuck all of that. Tell the truth. Truth will set you free.
was the one that had won by 4, was up by 46 yesterday. And they were blowing Dallas out of the building. And Devin Booker had played that way instead of Luka. We might be having a different conversation. But because of what actually happened, Devin Booker does not realize the damage that this loss has done. When you look at him, you're going to look at him differently now. Because a game 7 with everything on the line, everybody know you got to show up.
But how did you look at it before?
What I looked at him is, I still look at him as a star, but let me be very clear. I still looked at him as a star. I had him as one of my top 5 league MVP candidates this year.
What type of star? The 5-point star or the 6-point? Because it's a difference.
I don't even know how to answer that.
5-point. He's a 6-point star, and I've never seen that in person. What does that mean? That means that you don't really see those type of stars all the time. They come and go. He's not, man. He's not a star.
You're right about that.
You've
seen that before. That's true.
Stephen,
You put
this is
star-
the second time he's done this in an elimination game. So what does it say to you now?
What it says to me is that he's not what we thought he was. Period. It doesn't mean that he can't play. It doesn't mean that he's not a star caliber player, but there are levels to this. And when you don't show up when it counts most, that gets held against you, because that separates, or to use all the categories that you threw out there, that's where the separation takes place.
So I'm not comparing Devin Booker to Giannis by any stretch of imagination, but when Giannis had his failures in Milwaukee,
You can't compare him with Giannis. I mean, Giannis, nobody had, okay, people will say, oh, Giannis lost to Toronto after they were up 2-0. Yeah, Toronto had a great defensive team that year. They had Kawhi, they had Serge Ibaka, they had Marc Gasol, and they had Lowry, who a bull, who take charges. They had, man, they lost to an all-time defensive team. And the next year, Giannis lost to Miami, I believe. So people forgot that Giannis was injured throughout that series. And then the next year, Giannis swept them and won last year, beat KD at his building, beat Trae Young, beat CP3. So Giannis won a championship. Yeah, Giannis had failures, but this is the thing though. 2017, Giannis won the Improver Player of the Year. 2018, 2019, he won the MVP. 2019, 2020, he won the MVP and the Defensive Player of the Year. Then he followed up the next year after that. He followed up with the final MVP and a championship. Who had a better year, past 4 years, than Giannis? I'm talking about currently player right now. The only players I can think of is Jordan, and probably ain't nobody else. So yeah, man, stop it.
had a lot of these same conversations.
You're looking goofy right now.
Giannis, who has grown up and matured, he has talked about this during these playoffs and how valuable those failures are.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the question is going forward about Devin Booker. What will we talk
Can
about
he get
going
there?
forward?
And my
he get there?
My response is yes. But until
Will he learn?
But until he gets there,
No
this is where he is.
doubt. Which is the same reason we're going to have.
What does there mean? So
Get there is winning a game like last night.
No, because he won't be in that position again.
because Phoenix is not going to win.
Come
That's what
on,
I'm
are
saying.
you kidding me? No.
I mean, that's presently constructed, yeah, but then what they pulled off a trade or something. You never know what's going to happen. So I'm just saying.
But they're saying a lot of
Give
ifs.
it Vince's words.
A lot of ifs.
As constructed.
A lot of ifs.
As constructed,
If
I
the
believe
fifth
this
will always
was
be.
Phoenix's last game. As
Okay.
constructed.
Hey, you're flying to
Pat Bev say if was a fifth, we all be drunk right now. Yeah, Pat, you right. Stop all that cap, man. Y'all niggas out here capping. Stop that. Tell it like it is.
Miami today.
In the history of playoff.
All right, man. This is where my video concluded. And shout out to all of y'all, man, if y'all listening or watching. And you know, we this platform right here, we keep it 1,000. 1,000. Wow, that's it. We ain't out here twerking. We ain't out here capping. We ain't out here shaking our ass for anybody. We ain't out here doing none of that. We out here telling it like it is. All right? Have a great day. Bow.